Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sorry for the whole, I guess you could say, communication errors or trouble that we've been having. But welcome back to my portion of the Let's Go Sports Ball podcast. Of course, you know my name is Ron. Owen is he's got his own little thing going. I'm pretty sure he's already posted it or getting close to it. Um, but I'm going to cover a little bit of the baseball and football world, starting off with college baseball. First off, we do have a commitment flip. This one is it's huge in my opinion. I think it's going to be a really good thing for the team that he is flipping to. Class of 2027 left-handed pitcher Ethan Suppi has flipped his commitment from Virginia Tech to Miami. The 5'11", 170-pound left-handed pitcher from Vineland, New Jersey, has been committed to the Hokies since September 2025, and now he is officially going to Miami. I think this is a big move, and I think it's a good idea for him going to Miami and trying to help out the Hurricanes just a little bit, especially in the college baseball world. Um, we'll just have to see how it goes. Hopefully, he does really good in Miami. Um, but as far as I'm concerned, he is a great pitcher. Um, we do have the majority of the lineup um, for Team USA for the 2026 World Baseball Classic. This is the roster that they have so far. At catcher, you have from the Seattle Mariners, you have Kyle Riley. He's been a great catcher and, of course, also a great hitter. His backup in the catcher position will be the Los Angeles Dodgers' Will Smith. Not the Will Smith, but other Will Smith. You know what I'm talking about. But it should help out with that. I think it will be a good idea. Starting pitcher is going to be from the Pittsburgh Pirates, Paul Skeens. On first base, they still have yet to determine who that is going to be. Hopefully, it's going to be a good move, and I think there's a lot of good first basemen that you can choose that are from USA that I think could fill that spot just a little bit, and I think it's going to help out a lot no matter who they get. On second base, you have Bryce Terang from the Milwaukee Brewers. At third base, you have none other than himself from the Baltimore Orioles, Gunnar Henderson. I think Gunnar Henderson is a great hitter. I think he's done a pretty good job with the Baltimore Orioles, and I think he would be a huge help to Team USA. And hopefully they can bring that. The World Baseball Classic back and help out with that. At shortstop, from the Kansas City Royals, you do have Bobby Witt Jr. Bobby Witt has been doing a really great job at his shortstop position as well as hitting as well. Um, so hopefully that helps out, or that should help out with the team. Um, and of course, in outfield, starting out in right field, none other than the Judge himself. All rise for Aaron Judge from the New York Yankees in right field. Um, in center field, you have from the Chicago Cubs, you got PCA. I can't remember what his actual name is. And then, of course, to round out, or excuse me, there's in left field from the Arizona Diamondbacks, you have Corbin Carroll. And of course, um, at the time they announced this, for designated hitter Kyle Schwarber, who was a free agent. However, they did um, the Phillies and Kyle Schwarber have re-signed. Kyle Schwarber has signed a 5-year, $150 million deal. This really is something that they needed. They really needed Kyle Schwarber on that team. He has been a very helpful um, player for the team, and I am just hoping I'm glad that he's staying on the Phillies. Hopefully, the Phillies can have a good turnout this year and do a really good job. There's also the draft lottery in 2026, and the number one pick goes to none other than probably a team that probably deserves it more than anybody else, but it kind of shocks me. Not at the same time. But it doesn't shock me at the same time. And that is the Chicago White Sox. At number two, you have the Tampa Bay Rays. Have fun with that, Owen. You got the number two. Your team has the number two pick. Um, at the number three um, overall pick. You have the Minnesota Twins. Number four, you've got San Francisco Giants. Number five, Pittsburgh Pirates. Sorry, guys. I think you should have gotten a little bit higher considering how your season has gone. And number six, the Kansas City Royals. Number seven, Baltimore Orioles. Number eight, the Athletics, soon to be Las Vegas Athletics. You can still call them the Oakland Athletics, however you want to call them. At number nine, you've got the Atlanta Braves. At number 10, you got Colorado Rockies, as I got my puppy coming up here. At number 11, you have the Washington Nationals. Number 12, you got the Los Angeles Angels oh, of Anaheim. Um, then you've got at number 13, you got the St. Louis Cardinals. At number 14, the Miami Marlins. 15, Arizona Diamondbacks. At number 16, Texas Rangers. Number 17, you got the Houston Astros. Number 18, you got the Cincinnati Reds. Ew. At number 19, right behind them, is their in state rival, the Cleveland Indians. At number 20, you got the Boston Red Sox. 21, you've got the San Diego Padres. 22, you got the Detroit Tigers. 23, Chicago Cubs. Ah, 24, you got the Seattle Mariners, and 25, you got the Milwaukee Brewers. Now, the last few positions are still waiting to get filled up. Um, once we hear about that, we will get you updated on that. A couple of big signings. One of them is the Los Angeles Dodgers are signing three-time All-Star Edwin Diaz to a 3-year, $69 million deal. I think that is a good move. I mean, I mean, the Mets should have tried to hang on to him. It could have helped out a lot for them. I think the Mets could have used him a lot more um, in their lineup and everything. So hopefully um, that will work out a lot better um, for Edwin Diaz, and he will get pretty big, um, a pretty big deal with this. Um, Ahmed Rosario is signing a 1 year deal, 1 year, $2.5 million deal with the Yankees. I think it's a good fit for him. As much as I don't like the Yankees, I think it is a really good fit and it will help out. Um, but there's a lot going on in the baseball realm. Those are just some of the stuff that I have here. And I think some of these will go on. Of course, I know one that Owen is going to be pretty happy about is that Steven Matz is signing a 2 year deal, 2 year, $15 million deal with the Tampa Bay Rays. I think that is a great move on behalf of Tampa Bay. They really needed a starter, or really needed a pitcher. Sorry, I had my dog trying to mess up, but hopefully it works out for them. I'm also going to cover a little bit of basketball. I don't have that much going on, but I'll stay in the baseball realm for now. Josh Bell, of course, is moving. He signed a 1 year deal with the Minnesota Twins. He is a first baseman and designated hitter. He is also a former Cleveland Indians, and he helped out quite a bit. And Scott, I know you're down there. I know you're watching this. I don't care. I still say Cleveland Indians. Um, the Blue Jays have acquired right-handed pitcher Chase Lee from the Tigers in exchange for a minor leaguer, Johan Simon. Um, I think that might help out the Blue Jays a lot um, with that move. They also signed um, right-handed pitcher Tyler Rogers to a 3 year deal. That is something huge. I think the Blue Jays definitely needed him in there, and they needed another pitcher. There is a rumor going around that Joey Gallo is drawing interest as a pitcher. Um, could he? Could we see him on the mound soon? That is going to be up to the teams. I think. I think the teams are really going to have to decide whether. They want him, or if Chicago wants to put him as a pitcher. I don't know. I haven't seen some of his highlights, so hopefully that will work out for them. And if he does become a pitcher, hopefully he does not um, mess it up or mess anything up specifically. Um, one of the Now I'm going to move over to the NBA side. I don't have anything as far as college basketball. College basketball is going on right now, and there's a lot going on there. So we'll have to see how it goes. But um, right now, the Memphis Grizzlies center Zach Edey will be reevaluated in about 4 weeks, maybe about close to 3 weeks now, and he will be reevaluated. So he has averaged 16 and a half points, 14 rebounds, and 2.2 blocks over the last 6 games. It, if he is out for a while, I think that's going to hurt Memphis quite a bit. What isn't going to hurt one team, well, it might, but I don't know. Owen, if you're seeing this, unfortunately, your boy Evan Mobley is expected to miss at least 2 to 4 weeks with a left calf strain. Even though that may sound bad, we still have the Cavaliers still have a great lineup with Mitchell and Garland still in there, and as well as DeAndre Hunter. He's been doing really good. So I think the Cavaliers are still going to keep it up. Atlanta Hawks center and forward Kristaps Porzingis is out or will miss the next 2 weeks and undergo further evaluations due to an illness. Um, both sides are prioritizing the long term of the season for Kristaps Porzingis, who has missed 7 of the last 8 games. Porzingis was diagnosed with the autonomic condition, postural orthostat orthostatic tachycardia. Oh my gosh, tachycardia syndrome or POTS last season in Boston. He and doctors found solutions over the summer to manage his health, and he entered the Hawks season in good condition before a recent bout of illness. So those are mainly the stories that I have. There is a lot going on, and over the next few weeks, you may see a couple of these clips pop up or these videos pop up where I'm taking part of it and Owen's taking the other half. So we'll see how it goes, but that is the whole half that I have. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to hit that bell, hit that subscribe button, and listen to us. Make sure you get those notifications. Like this video. Have a good day, y'all.